I'm Hesta Prynn, DJ and licensed therapist. This is Music is Therapy. Your session starts now. A couple of years ago, I became obsessed with the Rick Ross song, The Devil is a Lie. If you don't know the track, it's on the Money Month playlist. And if you do know it, you know it's heavy, it's unapologetic, right? It's about rejecting limitation and claiming power, wealth, and success as your birthright. The lyric is, the devil is a lie, bitch, I'm the truth. The devil is a lie, bitch, I'm the proof. I listen to the song all the time. Listening to it makes me feel like a baller. It makes me feel like the kind of person who just like has things. The kind of person who doesn't check the balance or look at the price before they swipe. My whole lane, my work, and my life is built on the idea of state change, the belief that you have to change how you feel first, and then your outside life catches up. If you've been listening to Music is Therapy all month, we've been talking about money, and I've been working on my negative inner dialogue around money and scarcity, and quite candidly, I might say. So I decided to practice what I preach and take the Rick Ross energy into the real world. I needed a new car, and I asked myself, what would Rick Ross buy? Like within my price point, what would Rick Ross buy? And then I did something very unlike me. I went out and I bought myself a Porsche, a black SUV, and then I had custom yellow accents painted on it. It's a loud car, it's a statement, and I did it because when I get in the car, I try to ground myself in it. I sit in the driver's seat, sometimes I even put on the song, and I think to myself, see, you have enough, you made it, you're safe. And sometimes it works, kinda, but the truth is, I don't actually feel safe. I'm recording this from Davos, Switzerland at the World Economic Forum. If you don't know what that is, it's where world leaders, CEOs, and many billionaires gather every January in the Swiss Alps to talk about the global economy, which is another way of saying they're talking about power and money. There's no video this week, or maybe just this kind of terrible video that I'm recording right now, because I'm literally sitting in my hotel room at 12:48 in the morning. This is the first quiet place I could find all day. And I've been squeezing in this recording between DJ sets and security checkpoints and going to panels. Out the window here, there's snow-covered peaks, and it's beautiful. Inside, there's people in trench coats talking about billions of dollars. Like, it's casual. I actually heard someone use the word centibillionaire on a panel yesterday. I don't even know how to spell centibillionaire. Prior to recording the conversation I will play with our guest next, being surrounded by all this wealth would have had me thinking for sure, like, oh, if I just had what they have, I would finally feel safe. I'd finally feel happy. But here's what our guest, Kate Northrup, taught me, which has completely shifted how I think about money. You can't buy your way into feeling safe. It's not a number. You have to make yourself feel safe first. How do you do that? How do you do that? That's what this episode is about. Kate Northrup is a best-selling author and the creator of Relaxed Money. She's helped hundreds of thousands of people break free from financial stress by teaching them how to work with their nervous system and not against it. In this conversation, she explains something that changed everything for me. Your nervous system doesn't understand numbers. It doesn't care about what actually is in your bank account, or that you bought yourself a Porsche, or the yacht you're fantasizing about. It only knows one thing. Am I safe right now? And if the answer is no, if you're worrying, spiraling, white-knuckling every money decision, you're actually pushing away the thing you want. Kate taught me, and she's going to tell everyone here, that money is relational. It moves towards people who feel safe and who feel open. And you can't fake that. You can't think your way into it, and you certainly can't buy your way into it. You have to practice it in your body first. In this conversation, we talk about why worrying feels productive but actually keeps you broke, why a childhood money story is still running your bank account. We talked a little bit about that with Jean Chatzky last week. And something that was really helpful for me, how to very simply ground yourself in your body so you can finally think clearly. Most importantly, Kate teaches us the no-cost fix. What that means is the feeling that you're chasing, the yacht, the love, the proof that you're worthy, whatever your story is, it's available right now for free. This conversation really cracked something open for me. So I'm excited to present it to you. And if you know someone who's been grinding for the dream but still feels like it's never enough, please share this episode with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear. My conversation with Kate Northrup is up next. Kate Northrup is a best-selling author, entrepreneur, and speaker who has helped hundreds of thousands of people break free from exhausting cycles of overwork and financial stress. Her books, Do Less and Money, A Love Story, have become essential guides for anyone who's tired of hustling harder but feeling further behind. So, Kate, I'm so excited you're here. And before we dive
so
in,
happy to be here.
yeah, I'm great. I got to ask you this first. You use playlists to accompany your programs, which is my favorite thing. And one of my favorite things about you, music is actually woven into the methodology. So how did that start? Like, what made you realize that music was a tool that could help translate your work?
I'm a dancer, and I'm a dancer and I'm a writer. And so it just made sense. I understand things through my body in a way that I cannot understand things through my mind. And I think many of us are wired that way. There's a feeling that all of us are after when we want more abundance, when we want more money, when we want more, financial freedom. And that feeling is available at all times, regardless of what's going on with your bank account. And for me and many of our students, the fastest way to access that feeling is through music and through our bodies, because of the energetic communication that happens through music in a way that can't happen with words alone.
Yes, I agree. That's my lane all day. You just said that music is the fastest way to get the feeling that people think they want from money. Am I getting that right?
Correct.
Okay. What is this feeling? And how do we know that people like me who think that if I had more dollars in the bank, that I would feel better? I know that's not true, which we're going to get into, but I think it's true. I think maybe the number just keeps moving. How do you know that I'm after a feeling? And what is that feeling?
Well, all of us are after a feeling. That's the only reason we want anything that we want, is because we think it's going to make us feel a certain way. And sometimes we're right. Sometimes when we get the thing, we do feel that certain way. When it comes to money, what I've found, I've been working with people around money for over 20 years. What I've found is that, like you said, the goalpost keeps moving. And so we often don't get to feel the way we want to feel. And then we wait and wait and wait until the number shows up. And many people never get there. And they've, by accident, waited their entire lives to actually live, because they've been waiting to give themselves permission to be alive, to enjoy themselves, to feel safe now, to feel enough now, even when things aren't perfect in their bank account or with their net worth or whatever it is. And the irony is that from a quantum perspective, we can only experience what we are a match for, right? And I understand that sounds like pseudoscience. It is not. It is the reality of quantum physics, quantum mechanics. It is impossible to experience that which we essentially don't have energetic receptor sites for. So the practice of feeling the amount of aliveness that we want to feel, which has to start with safety, we can come back to that, is the very practice that allows us to experience the abundance that's all around us and to become a magnet for more, because all exchange of money is relational. People spend money on things or invest in things because of a feeling. And then we back it up with our prefrontal cortex. We back it up with the rational. But nothing we ever do is based on rationality for the most part. It's all based on emotions, and all of our emotions are mitigated by our nervous system, by the unconscious system that is running our entire body at all times. And that speaks in energy and frequency and a feeling, not a thought.
Okay. So you're saying a lot here. This is incredibly helpful. Yes. So listen, this show, Music is Therapy. This is the first month. The first month focuses on money. We're doing 12 months, 12 areas of life, how we use music to change areas of our lives. So this is like a level 1, 2, 3, not a level 10, 11, 12 on this. I think I'm down with everything you're saying. I'm over here. I'm like, totally, yes, energy, frequency, totally. But what I'm thinking is, okay, how do I change my energy so that I can get more money? Which sounds counterintuitive, because that's not me going for the way I'm thinking it is, how do I change my energy so I can trick the universe and quantum physics into just giving me more money? So what am I really shooting for? Like, what do I want?
I mean, you tell me. What do you want to feel? Like when you So let's say you had the amount that you right now today you think is enough.
Okay.
Tell me what experience that would create for you.
Okay. It would make me feel safe, like I didn't have to worry, and like I could host and treat people in some kind of way where I'd be surrounded by people that I love and love me all the time.
Okay, that's so beautiful. So let's start with the safety. We're going to address all three of those: safety, not worrying, being surrounded by love. Okay, number one, safety. Safety is a physical experience. And as women in particular, safety comes up around money, safety and security. There's thousands of years of patriarchy behind that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but just know that like we come by that feeling of I'm not safe unless I have resources, because for so long our survival has been profoundly dependent on others. And so
Huge.
Safety first.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, our nervous system, which is creating every emotion we feel and creating every thought we think and creating all of our beliefs, and then therefore creating our behavior, and then therefore creating our reality, our nervous system doesn't know what numbers are. Our nervous system does not do math. Our nervous system wants to feel safe. Our mind has a number associated with safety. However, for so many of us, we do not have a history of experiencing safety as it relates to money. And what's so wild about the nervous system is it wants consistency and it wants to experience what it has experienced before. Because according to the nervous system, stability and experiencing what it has experienced before is safety. Just from a purely like mammalian brain, I'm just trying to basically keep us alive. It has nothing to do with thriving, right? But survival depends on experiencing the same thing, not experience anything new. Yeah, go ahead.
So essentially, if I was going to simplify this, it sounds like what you're saying is, and you talk about this is what your temperature, your money, neural money
nervous system
nervous system thermostat. Yes. So, and I don't want to derail you. I want you to answer the whole question. But what you're saying is what I felt or what we feel in childhood, the familiarity of that money story or that money feeling, that money identity feels safe, even if it is cognitively in opposition with what I say I want now. Okay.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Next piece.
So good. So think about right now, for you listening, what was your experience around money growing up? Not necessarily what were the numbers, what was the feeling? Your unconscious is wired to recreate that same feeling over and over and over again with money, because your nervous system is trying to make sure you don't experience anything new, because anything new registers as a threat. So if you are desiring to have an experience with money that's different than the experience you grew up with, that your nervous system developed in and associates with stability and safety, your desires for your financial life right now are actually in direct opposition with your fundamental blueprint and your fundamental wiring.
That's where I am.
Okay.
So what do I do?
Yeah. So what do you do? Will you do what you already did that you said on the way to the studio today? And I'm going to preface this by saying what I'm about to say sounds boring and like it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Similar to investing, right? Investing well is a very boring activity. It is not sexy. There are not wild returns on day one. Investing over time, so you benefit from dollar cost averaging, compounds. And it is a boring thing that is happening in the background. And then one day you're like, oh shit, I have all this wealth. This is what happens in our nervous system with increasing our tolerance for a new experience. We require energy, calories, feeling resourced in order to change our wiring. We put deposits into that bucket of increased resources, increased energy to let our body know, hey, there's enough food, there's enough water, there's enough sleep. We're in a safe place. You are safe enough to rewire your brain, which literally takes calories. And the way we do that is by small, simple moments throughout the day where we signal to our body that we are safe. This is not a thought experiment. We cannot tell our body that we are safe. Saying, I love like ChatGPT. If I ever talk to it about this, it'll be like, now say to yourself out loud, I am safe. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. We cannot overpower a feeling in our body with words that come from our brain. You can't think your way out of a way you feel. You have to feel your way out of it. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling insecure about money, if you're waking up at 3 a.m. and spinning in your mind and have a feeling in the pit of your stomach, you cannot change that with your mind, which is my beef with people who are mindset first when it comes to money.
Would affirmations be mindset first before you teach us this exercise?
This is a great question. I think affirmations have a place, but I want to explain first.
Go ahead.
If you hear somebody say, or if you say something that is not a match for your lived physical feeling experience, your brain and your body will register it as a threat. So if I'm panicking right now and somebody says to me, or I say to myself, you're safe, my body says that is a lie. And now I'm experiencing the affirmation as an additional threat, and it's making my stress worse. It's why telling a child like you're okay when they're clearly not okay is actually pretty harmful.
Misattunement. Yes.
It's misattunement. And it's just like with music, when there's an asynchronous chord and there's a one note and there's another note and they don't go together, it's like, please make that stop.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in our body when we're saying an affirmation that does not match with our lived experience. But we can upgrade our affirmations by adding things like, I'm remembering how to feel safe. I'm becoming safer and safer every day. So I like to add a verb to my affirmations because they make them more welcome in my body. My body can get on board with, I am remembering how to feel safe. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So whatever actually feels true in your body is going to be a beautiful affirmation.
Okay.
But before that,
yes,
you want to build in these small compounding practices because nervous system healing work does compound. The deposit you made yesterday becomes the floor that you start on today, and then it becomes your ceiling today, and then it's tomorrow's floor. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it just keeps increasing.
Yeah, level up.
Level up. So on the way to the studio today, you consciously tuned into the feeling of gravity holding your body. Let's all do that right now. Notice you don't have to do anything to remain here on the earth. Gravity's holding you. You don't have to worry about it. What does it feel like for gravity to hold your body? What does the weight of your body feel like? What does it feel like the soles of your feet, the seat on your chair? That's a micro moment of coming into your body where if you were being chased right now by a hippopotamus, you would not have the capacity or the resources to notice gravity. You would be in full fight, flight, flop, freeze, fawn, one of the F responses. Our bodies know we're safe when we can do something that signals to it, oh, the threat has passed, or there's actually no threat present, which we can signal to it by putting our attention on gravity, by experiencing pleasure, by doing anything that connects us with our 5 senses and puts us in the present moment, in the here and now. Because anytime we're having fear, anxiety, it's based on the past or it's based on the future.
Yes.
If there was a real emergency, your body would be in full-on reaction mode. and you would just be handling it, you would have no capacity to feel anxious.
This makes a lot of sense. I came to this type of exercise through work with chronic pain, through work with my patients around, anxious moments. My question is, and I understand it compounds. Seems simple. It's not simple. It's rewiring. It compounds. How long does it take to work is my question. But before you answer that, how do you tie it directly to money?
Right. I'll answer the second question first, and then we'll come back to the first one.
Okay.
And then we're coming back to worry, and we're coming back to feeling love.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So just didn't want you to think I lost the thread.
I need 2 hours with you, Kate.
How do we do this as it directly relates to our money? Well, it's pretty simple. We come to our relationship with money having first signaled safety to our body so that we're actually present with our money. In the same way, hopefully, we would show up on a date night with our spouse actually there. In the same way, hopefully, when our kid comes home from school, we look them in the eye and we're actually there. Now, if that's a practice, we're never going to get it perfect, right? Like that's an ongoing thing. But if we want to have a beautiful relationship with money, we need to do our part by showing up in our presence and in a degree of neutrality, ideally, and possibly even some level of positive emotion. And so when you are going to meet with your CPA, you could practice feeling gravity. If you're in a sales situation, you're pitching yourself, you're in a job interview, you're whatever, that's a wonderful moment to signal to your body that you are safe before, during, and after. I just, before this, was on a call where I said something that was edgy for me. And one of the really cool things we can do when we have those up-level moments, and it was about my worth, it was about a business interaction around value, we can integrate those moments so that that becomes part of our identity and we've expanded and we stay in that expansive state as opposed to going into contraction through, we did the expansive thing. Ooh, that felt a little, that was on my edge of my capacity to feel safe and the edge of what I've experienced before. Then we signal safety at that moment, which helps metabolize the stress in our body, which helps tell our body, oh, it's actually safe to stand up for yourself in a meeting. Cool, I'll just do that again because I didn't die. Awesome. But that's not a thought. That's a feeling that we need to do practices like we just did with the gravity exercise to integrate. And there are far more complex ones. Right. Of course. That's a really simple one that everyone can walk away with. Now, the thing about, is it okay if I go into the worry?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So the worry thing, you said, if I had this certain amount of money, I would feel like I didn't need to worry anymore, right? You would let yourself get off the hook with the worrying as though the worrying makes you money.
The worrying feels responsible to me.
Correct. Right. Because it is very likely that you witnessed your caregivers growing up doing some degree of worrying around money, and that seemed to be causational or to be creating some degree of financial security.
That's right. That's exactly right. 10 out of 10.
Right. Yeah. Scientifically, you and I both know that makes no sense. There's no way that worrying puts money in your bank.
So how do I stop? How do I intervene on that feeling? So many people have that feeling. So many.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And so here's what we do. And I just want to preface this by saying that it is likely that for most of us, that's never going to go away. Mm-hmm. But the frequency will decrease. The volume of it will decrease. And the length of time we need to tolerate it before we know how to shift out of it will also decrease.
Okay.
So it will get better.
I call that shooting with my patients. I call that shoot for a B minus. Shoot for a B minus.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So I just want to get us out of the illusion of perfection because that is a trauma response.
Okay.
But our brain will start to worry especially when we are on the verge of an up level, right? So you said it is absolutely what is happening with you is you had one experience growing up around money, and your desire is for a different one. And so that's at odds with each other. So it's like you're driving with the gas and the brakes on at the same time. One of the very sneaky ways that our nervous system ensures that we do not have a new experience, therefore not experiencing a potential threat of newness, is that it puts us in worry. It gives us worry. It gives us negative thinking. It gives us limitation. It gives us self-sabotage to make sure that we do not take the action step that would create a new financial reality, because that new financial reality signifies a threat. Our brain interprets the new financial reality as a threat. Our nervous system, right?
So for example, can I just illustrate this? Tell me if I'm getting this right. Before you came on, I got an email from someone I'm working with for a launch. She said, "This is what I want you to pay me." God bless her. But I saw it and I was like, fuck, it's more than I... And so now the worry, can I afford that? Can I afford anything? Am I going to die face down in a ditch? Is my kid going to have to go to a different, it's like we're off to the races. Is what you're saying that worry, that narrative that I'm going into, that old neural pathway, if you will, that old song, that old needle on the record, is preventing me from actually really even considering paying this money, taking this leap, and how that actually might change my financial future. It's keeping me here in the old story because that's safe, correct, quote unquote. Okay,
because
got it.
When we're worrying, we're not taking action. That's a very 3D physical thing. Also, when we're worrying, we are emitting a signal, right? We are transmitting a frequency of a song with our body that is repulsive to people. And where does money come from? People. And so our job is to find ourselves and return to coherency as often as possible, as much as possible, A, because it feels good, and B, because it's magnetic.
Coherency.
And what do I mean by coherency? Coherency. So for those of you who can people see a video? And I'll describe it auditorily.
Yeah. No. Show us. Everyone's watching.
So for those who see a video, it's a beautiful sine wave. It's like a perfectly designed curve after curve, like a roller coaster. That's just like a beautiful up, a beautiful down, a beautiful up, a beautiful down. When we are in coherency, meaning we are aligned with our authenticity, we are feeling a moment of gratitude, we are experiencing love. That feeling can be measured in our electromagnetic field that is being put out by our heart, which is 5,000 times greater than the electromagnetic field of our brain. And people can feel that around us. And that feeling is the feeling why people hire people, why people spend money, why people go on certain trips. That feeling is the feeling that we're ultimately after, that we think money is going to help us feel, that is available right now. That coherency. How
do you get to it? Like, how do you jumpstart it? With the song, with all the exercises, with follow your program? And I'm not saying that to push your program. I'm literally asking you.
All of the above. Exactly. It is the practices over time. We can get to coherency through dancing to a particular song. We can get to coherency. Some people access it through meditation, through sex, through orgasm, through bare feet on the ground, hugging a tree, snuggling your puppy.
Yes.
There's literally, the menu is so long.
How do you know if you're feeling it? I'm going to snuggle my dog, but you do have a new dog, right, Mochi? I'm going to snuggle my dog next time I'm making an invoice. But for real, how do you know if you're admitting it? Like you're admitting it. I can feel it from you. But that's I feel this way when I'm on stage and when I kill it on my best days.
That's how
not right now.
Know. But there are physiological signs that you can notice in yourself. So you can actually do nervous system assessment tools to know, how am I do I have capacity now or do I not? It has to do with your range of motion, and you can do a test and then you can do some of the exercises and then you can do a test again. And within 30 seconds to a minute, there is a measurable difference and it's deeply satisfying.
Can we put this in the show notes? Like if it's a link to something, so we're going to link these measurable tools in the show notes 100%. For everyone who's listening. Okay.
Great. But one of the signs is, because we're talking about music, we're talking about vibration and things we can hear and feel. One of the signs of increased coherency is the tone of your voice. When I practice with the tools, with the nervous system healing tools, and someone talks to me beforehand and after, and when I do it myself, the tone of my voice changes, and it feels like I've just taken the elevator like 10 floors down in terms of not necessarily a deeper voice. I don't become a baritone, obviously, but this sense of like, oh, hi, here I am.
Yes.
And we all know that feeling. And that's how we know it's working. And it's really available to us anytime. The gravity practice, there's a million. We'll link to them.
Yeah, we'll link to them.
So, okay. When you notice you're spinning and in worry, that is your subconscious, your sweet lizard brain trying to make sure that you don't take an action step that will have you experience something new, because it thinks that experiencing something new is going to mean you will die.
It's dangerous.
That's the simplest. So all you need to do when that happens is snuggle your dog, take a dance break, have an orgasm, take off your shoes, go stand in your grass. That might not be available in New York, but you know what I'm saying.
By the way, I love the part. Can we just say one thing and then we'll keep going? Yeah. First of all, when I need to lower my register, which I recognize how hot I'm coming in right now, which is not my usual vibe. I'm a clinician. I'm like, tell me about your problems, but I want so much from you. You have all the answers. So I say book to lower the register. Book. That's an old radio trick.
Book.
Anyway, I like how you're saying that walking in the grass barefoot might not be available to you, whereas an orgasm is like a total given. You're like, have an orgasm, snuggle a puppy, dance to a song, but walking in the grass might be really hard. But next month we're talking about like relationships and love and sex, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay.
Great.
And then I
last piece. About the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad you said that, because as a listener, me and all the other people who listened to you, it is obvious that no amount of money is required in order for you to be surrounded in love. Guaranteed you already are. Like guaranteed. I can just feel that in you.
Thanks.
And so isn't that interesting how the thing that we want, the thing that we've made conditional on money, no amount of money could buy what you just described. But there's a part of you, I would imagine, tell me if I'm wrong, that has love and actually allowing yourself to receive it associated with a certain amount of performance, a certain amount of achievement, and that being symbolized by a certain amount of money in the bank. Like, I have to earn the enjoyment and the ability to just receive that love. It's tied in with worthiness.
Yes, that's right. If I had $20 million right now, I could rent us like the best boat yacht weekend, and I can invite people that I love and that have been good to me. And then they would come and they would get treated and, beautifully, and food and drinks and the sun and Ibiza and all the things. And then everyone could say to me, like, thank you so much. You're worth it. You're valuable. You have value. And I feel that my, the reason I wanted to have you on, because I listen to you and all the things, is because as much as I hear everything you teach, as much as I believe deeply, and I even teach it, where I feel stuck is it seems like I should I'm throwing this party in 2 days for this podcast launch. It's like, has me a knot. Okay. I'm doing that. It's not a yacht, but I'm treating everybody to this party. But I still feel every morning I wake up and I have my plan, my daily design for the day, my plan with a big capital P, a big masculine capital P. This is my plan. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to book all these gigs, all these things. And I send it to my coach and I'm like, I don't want to do any of this. And the closer I'm getting to having more success right now, the more I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do these things. And I'm like, what do I want to do? I really just want to go dance and be in Ibiza with all my friends. But I have to make the plan first and get the money first and be successful first. And then I can have friends and then I can go to Ibiza and then I can dance. That's where I can't get out of this loop. I feel totally trapped in it. And I was like, I'm going to have Kate Northrup on my show and she's going to fix this for me.
Love that. No pressure.
In the last 2 minutes.
First of all, thank you for articulating that so beautifully and just courageously sharing the truth. What you just described Okay, I understand that what you just described is an uncomfortable pattern, but I want to point to something else that's going on, which is that you are telling the truth. They say that love is the most powerful frequency we can emit. I actually believe, and there's some data to prove it, that authenticity is the most powerful frequency we can emit. It's not so much that we need to feel good all the time. It's that we need to tell the truth. Because telling ourselves the truth and telling others the truth is a way that we signal safety to our bodies, because we're no longer trying to transmit two different asynchronous frequencies or notes at the same time. So even though what you're describing to me is a pattern that doesn't feel good, you did tell the truth. And that is unbelievably powerful in terms of magnetism. And so that's like just A+.
Thank you.
Number one. And then number two, to kind of wrap up everything we've talked about before.
Yes.
The way you want to feel, the experiences you want to have, which is dancing with your friends in Ibiza, feeling truly loved, feeling this deep reciprocity and exchange, right? Because that's in there too. You want to love on your people and show them through something you've made conditional on money, but it's a pure thing, to show them how much they mean to you so they can feel that, and so that you can also experience the beauty and the divinity that comes through in the giving and connecting that whole circuit of giving and receiving. So beautiful. The trick is that every single thing you have described can be experienced today for free. And I would imagine that there's a part of you that is feeling like every day when you wake up and you see your plan, you don't want to do it because there's a certain amount of asynchrony with what you say you want and what you believe is safe for you, based on what we've talked about, a nervous system imprint wanting to keep you in your narrow band of that which you've experienced. And you were obviously describing something ecstatic and abundant, and so likely beyond what you have previously experienced, or beyond what the people in your family or your ancestry or your community have experienced. So it's edgy out there, right? You're out on a limb. And so the prescription is continued compounding deposits of signaling to your body on a daily basis. Anytime you're thinking about money, anytime you feel like you don't want to do your daily plan, anytime you're spinning out, anytime you're worrying, anytime you're thinking whatever you may be thinking about the woman with the email with the amount she wants to get paid, like any of that, we go back to our body, we signal safety. And what's so cool is our capacity increases dramatically in that moment to be intuitive, to be wise, to be creative, to be relational, to be all the brilliant things that you naturally are. And it's like this cool little switch that just turns on life force, that turns on your connection to source. But it has to start in the body. No amount of thinking will ever get you there.
That's amazing. We have to wrap this up, even though I want to keep you for 100 hours and ask you all my questions. Kate, if you're someone like me, where can you point me to your work, to your amazing playlist on Spotify? Where should someone like me start working with you?
I would love to invite you to listen to my podcast. If someone listening is a listener, Plenty is a great place to start. So my podcast, Plenty, is an amazing place to start. It's where wherever podcasts are found. And then I run a program called Relaxed Money, where I teach people how to upgrade their relationship with money through the incredible technology of their bodies.
Amazing. I've seen a lot of videos of it on Instagram, and it looks like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and there's dancing.
I want to come DJ it for you. I want to be on your podcast. I want to hang out with you. I want to be your friend. I'm being honest again.
It all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kate. We're so grateful. And we're going to link everything in the show notes. We're going to link Relax Money, Kate's books, Kate's podcast, Plenty. Listen to it on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Music, or Spotify. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
If this episode shifted something for you, I'd love to hear about it. Send me a DM on Instagram at Hesta Prynn Music, or you can email us at musicistherapypod@gmail.com. or leave a review here. That'd be awesome. Leave me like a 5-star review. I would love that. And if you want to check out the Rick Ross song, The Devil Is a Lie, which started my Porsche journey, by the way, this is not a sponsored episode, but maybe it should be. It's on the Money Month playlist linked in the show notes. Next week, we have New York Times journalist David Gellis joining the show to talk about the meaning of wealth. And I actually just saw David Gellis at Davos. See you then. DJ Hesta Prynn's Music is Therapy is a production of iHeart Podcasts. I'm your host, DJ Hesta Prynn. Our executive producers are Marissa Bramwell and Jonathan Strickland. Our associate producer is Jonathan Klopp. Our marketing lead is Allison Cantor-Grable.